What is going on, you guys? We are officially here for the first episode of Real Talk Comics. Man, this has been a very long going thing that I've been really sweating and trying to figure out how to do certain things and get it together. So a brief touch on what we're doing here. We're going to be touching on my favorite comics that I'm reading right now, and we're going to do a deep dive. We're going to pull them up on the screen and so on and so forth. As you guys saw in the description, the Ultimate Spider-Man, the new storyline that's going on. This is issue 1. So this is my copy. We're going to go ahead and add it onto the screen here so you guys can dive in and we can kind of talk about it and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead. Let's show you. So this right here, Spider-Man. Guys, go get your issues. These are actually flying off the shelf. So if you can get your hands on these, I recommend this comic so much. I'm having a blast with it. I picked up 2 and 3 last week. So now that I have this, I'm going to be breaking this one down, and then we're going to go ahead and roll into the next one. So yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. What is going on, you guys? Before we continue with the video, I want to let you guys know we are sponsored by the one and only Doobie. This right here, your boy Silos is back in the gym working out, and I'm in basketball, back on the court. I've been using these products to get better, get some energy going, to feel good out there. Making sure you guys go out there, you download the app for Doobie, you try all these products. They're at decent prices, and also you also get a 10% off when you use the promo code RealTalkProductions. Man, I cannot recommend this. They even got cool bags, cool hats, as you see there on the video. Product tastes like candy. It's good stuff. Definitely go check it out. Without further ado, guys, let's get back to the video. Remember, go check out Doobie. Can't recommend them enough. Your boy Silos out. As you see here, it already throws you right into New York City. Right off the bat, this is crazy. You can tell we're in a new universe. This right here is Peter Parker, and these are his 2 kids. He's married with MJ. In this universe, Peter Parker did not get bit by the spider, and you're throwing in, as you see here, we have Ben Parker alive. It's a world where May Parker actually died, and Iron Man Tony Stark is the one who killed her, plus Norman Osborn and Norman Osborn's wife. Yeah, so going through it, the dynamic of these 2 right here, I didn't know how much I needed a Ben Parker and J. Jonah Jameson show. I'm having so much fun reading these 2 together, and literally, like, I just need a show with these guys. But yeah, so, and the dynamic between J. Jonah and Peter is like more of like a uncle and, you know, nephew type of thing. And it's super cool to see, man. Like, this is a dynamic that we do not see. Obviously, this is a new universe, a different universe. But as you can tell, Peter looks out of it. He looks like there is something missing. And we'll touch more about that when we continue here on the story. As you see here, they're all getting together. So, as I said before, Tony, in this universe, Tony, he actually created, like, there was this big commotion that happened and it destroyed almost half of New York. And killed millions of people, being also May Parker being one of the casualties. So we're seeing, as you see right here, I kind of spoiled it, but here we go. We talk about it. May is the one that passed away here. And then, so this is pretty interesting. So we never see this side. So at the podium, we over here have Father Murdoch as Harry coming up to the podium right now, as you see here. And it's Norman and Emily Osborn. That's Harry's mother, that also passed away during this event with Iron Man in this universe that destroyed everything, Tony Stark. So going through it, and as you see here, he mentions him as Father Murdoch. Reading this, I can kind of see a cynical, rightfully so. I mean, parents got brutally murdered, but you can kind of see a cynical side of Harry that we really don't see till later on in a lot of different adaptations. But this is like straight to it. This is more of like a Lex Luthor type of vibe. I did want to say, one of the coolest things I thought about this that I saw was seeing Peter, MJ, and his kids. So seeing this right here, seeing him with MJ, this gives me, right now I'm doing a rewatch of Superman and Lois, and this gives me that whole older Clark Kent, Lois Lane with the kids kind of vibe that he got going on. I could see this story kind of taking that route, trying to juggle career paths and also raising these kids and, keeping your marriage afloat. Ben Parker, he leaves the office, as we see over here, managing editor. So he's the managing editor of the Daily Bugle, right? As we see, he's here, and Pete comes over, picks him up, and then they're going to the memorial, leaving J. Jonah. There is a big meeting happening. They don't know what it's about. It's a last minute meeting. They come in. Turns out you don't like what's being said, so Mr. JJ leave. And as you see Ben coming back from the memorial, and guess who's buying the Bugle? Kingpin himself. You already know J. Jonah. He's always gonna be on the right side of things, doing his own thing, his own way, but he's always gonna be on the right side. And Ben, being Ben, decides, he's like, look, I don't agree with you guys. I don't want this. He leaves. He decides to leave the Daily Bugle with JJ. All right, so here we have Kingpin leaving. Getting into the whip. So we see the explosion happens, and this is the first time we get to see this guy. So this is like a new version of a Green Goblin, I want to say. He looks more to me like a prototype of Vulture, mixed in with obviously Green Goblin. You see the pink, the green, but the aesthetics, the way that this suit is made is pretty crazy. It doesn't reveal who he is. Still, great design, great costume. So obviously you see he's trying to murder Kingpin, and we see Kingpin get away here. So we cut over here to Ben. He decides he's leaving, quits also with JJ, and they're going to go ahead and start their own business. And again, like I said earlier, like I need this as a show. I need to see this, like them together. I didn't know how much of a dynamic I needed, and like this is nice. This is awesome to see. It's something different. It's something fresh. And you got Peter coming in here, and he does come check on Uncle Ben. He sees everything that's going on, but he starts to unravel. So in the beginning of this comic, you get the feel of Peter is something's missing in his life. You can tell that like MJ and him are good. Him and his kids are good, but he's still like just waking up, moving forward, just kind of going through his day type of thing. So you get that feel like instantly while reading this comic. So obviously the one person, because we don't get to see this a lot in a lot of different iterations, or we should say the original iterations of Spider-Man. Aunt May is usually the one who he goes to for advice and stuff like that. Here, we get the guy who taught him how to be the man that we know, which is Spider-Man, and that's Ben. But we also see Ben in a different limelight, because Ben is also dealing with the fact that not only did he lose his brother, Peter's father and mother, he also loses Aunt May, and you could see the veteran struggle of Ben and how he doesn't cut around the corners with Pete. And it's something really nice to see. It's like I said, it's a different dynamic we never really get, because Ben is always the one to die. And in this universe, obviously there is no spider that bit Peter, and May's the one that passes away. So I thought that was pretty cool to touch on. After Ben gives him the talking to, he gets home, and him and MJ, they still have that relationship, the relationship we know, we love. And this is kind of like this is what we needed. We needed this back. We needed this relationship back. The MJ, the Peter, the family. Like, this is what we needed. And I like that nothing in this comic diminishes their relationship. It actually shows how stronger they are, which is why I kind of mentioned the whole Superman and Lois thing, because you kind of see the growth. So in the show, you can see that they've been together for so long, and they know each other inside and out. And just by reading this one issue, you get that with MJ and Peter. They had a conversation, and she's like, all right, like, what's going on? Peter's telling her that, hey, look, such and such happened. I'm dealing with these two big issues, and I want to make this decision. I need something more in my life. And she's like, is that going to affect us? And the one thing he says is never. And she's like, well, then that settles it, as you see here in the drawing. And he goes ahead and he just makes a decision. to become Spider-Man. So this is the previous night. So this is the box. So in this box is what is given to him by a Tony Stark Iron Man from a different universe. He comes in and calls him out. And so this Tony Stark has, so this is the ultimate segment where Reed Richards takes away the spider of Spider-Man. I believe he takes Thor's hammer. I haven't read that comic yet, so I just kind of jumped in on this one, and I'm having a blast with this. And so, like, I could just imagine how that is. But so yeah, so from what I remember, for what I was told, pretty much Reed Richards is the bad guy in that other universe, and he takes the spider that bit Spider-Man. He takes, you know, Thor's hammer. He takes a lot of the key components and kind of like stores it away to kind of make this new universe. And you know, Tony comes in. My name is Tony Stark, and while it's likely you knew my father's name, you've probably never heard of mine. So little does Tony know from this other universe that Peter actually dealt with a Tony Stark, and Tony Stark is the one that you know, that whole memorial in the beginning of the comic is. So you start to see that Tony is actually the bad guy here in this universe, and so it's a very nice twist. He says, "I'm sending this to you from 6 months in the future. There was an attempt on my and my companions' lives, and we only had seconds to escape before the orbital platform fired." And Pete's just like, "What is going on right now? Like, this box just showed up in front of me. It's all blowing up." Um, so, and then Tony continues. So we went to the only safe place I could think of. Sorry that I can't be more specific than I am about to be, but we have to be careful. So obviously, you can tell that this person right here, this Tony Stark, he's from the future. He can't let him know what's going on because obviously you know how the time rips go. If you give too much information in the past, there's a reason why certain things happen, and the whole butterfly effect situation. So, because this world is more complicated and dangerous than you could ever believe, and there's a element of faith to this that is, frankly, unavoidable. All I can ask is that you please listen carefully. And then this is when Tony just goes into a whole spiel, starts to explain to him what's going on. You know, he gives him the box. He says, "This is for you." In there is the spider that bit Peter to become Spider-Man. And all in all, what Tony is pretty much saying is, you know, explaining to him what happened with in very layman's terms, I guess I can say, kind of explains what happened. Like, he was meant for this future. He was meant for this path to be Earth's greatest hero. And he pretty much is telling Peter, "I'm giving you the option that was taken away from you. You can either take it or you can, you know, continue with your life. If you're happy on how you are, be with your kids, be with your family, and you don't have to be Spider-Man. But I have to do the right thing and give you this choice because you are one of Earth's mightiest heroes." That's all in all what Tony is saying. So this is what I was telling you about. So he goes here and he says, "You were supposed to have a different life, Peter. You were supposed to protect the innocent, save lives, and inspire citizens of this world to be their best selves. And instead, all of that was taken from you." So again, so like he's giving Pete the breakdown of what's going on and all that. These people stole your future. This is Tony talking to him. These people robbed you of your destiny. The question is, do you want it back? You see, this is a sick ass line right here. So you see the spider in there. The ball explodes. He takes it out. He sees the spider. Then you have Peter being Peter and saying, "I want it." So this is a really dope like introduction to Peter becoming Spider-Man. Like, when I read this, I was sitting there like, "What the fuck? Like, I need more." So this was a great read. And then, you know, you got MJ with the "and go get him, Tiger," and you got the bite. And then you got the man himself, Mr. Spider-Man. All right. And with that, we're back at the beginning. So there you have it, guys. That is issue number 1. Thank you for bearing with me, man. I'm gonna get better at it. You know, it's my first time doing it, but I'm having fun with this, man. You know, this is cool. Like I'm getting doing the breakdowns. Just a reminder, today we went over issue 1 of Ultimate Spider-Man. This was fun. I had a great time with this, and I can't wait to do more. I can't wait to touch on issue 2. I also got the Absolute Power for DC, that run that they got going on now. We got issue 1, and I'm gonna start that pretty soon. So we're gonna be breaking down that. So going forward, I'm gonna try my best to see if we can get some people on. One thing I want to do with this show. So as you see, a lot of it's gonna be pre-recorded. I want you guys comment down below what you thought about these comics, but not only that, I want you guys to comment below your comments that your comics that you are reading now, or mangas, or so on and so forth. So I can get into it too, because I'm up and open for everything. So I'm ready. I'm ready. Bring it all on. And eventually, my plan is to have a Discord so we can all communicate in there, and share different things and all that good stuff. So without further ado, man, let's get out of here. I have a good one. That is a wrap on episode 1 of Real Talk Comics. Peace.